So you've impressed a recruiter with your resume and cover letter? Okay, so it's now time to ace your video interview. In this video, I'll share some tips with you to help you make a case for why you are the best person for the role. Welcome to the 21st MBA YouTube channel. I'm Anna, and I'm here to give you practical tips to help you make a great impression during your interview. Now, are you ready to set yourself apart from the competition? Let's get started. Job interviews can make anyone nervous. I get nervous when interviewing for career opportunities as well. To help you calm your nerves, it's best to be prepared. Knowing that you have backup plans can be comforting and can be the confidence boost you may need. Test your devices. Use your computer instead of your cell phone because it helps you look more professional. Also, have a backup device and internet connection in case of any tech mishaps. Go for a minimalist background without any distracting clutter. And for lighting, just ensure that your primary light source is in front of you. For your audio and microphone, you may want to use a pair of earbuds. A good pair of earbuds may help just minimizing all that background noise, and you can hear your interviewer better. This way, you won't need to move your head closer to the speaker that your interview will have a close-up look of your forehead or maybe your side. Plus, earbuds also help make your voice sound clearer and louder, allowing for a more smooth and better flow of conversation. Stay hydrated. Always have a water bottle near you to prevent your throat from feeling dry. Having one within reach can help you stay hydrated, which is essential if you want your voice not to sound strained. Look the part. Try to position yourself in front of a window to get some natural light. If that's not possible, you can always order one of those very helpful ring lights. Weird or dim light can distract your interviewer or make you feel less confident. Additionally, make sure that your camera is at eye level. You can use a laptop stand or maybe a stack of coffee table books you have lying around. Also, make sure that you practice looking at the camera and not at yourself during the interview. Eye contact plays a huge role when communicating and engaging, even with video interviews. If you can, try to schedule your interview at a later date. This will give you more time to prepare. Cramming information about your possible employer or the questions that you may want to ask the night before or even moments before the interview, it's inefficient. While the rate of retaining information may vary per person, studies show that writing down some details may help you recall more critical information than if you just read those details or type them down. Additionally, organizing the information that you want to retain for the interview will ensure that you are not all over the place the day of the interview. On the day off, you can use the notes you've taken down and organize as backup in case you want to zero it down to a specific detail. Learning about your prospective employer shows the recruiter team that you are serious about the role and you don't leave anything up to chance when it comes to career choices. Additionally, your research can help you formulate questions that you may want to ask your interviewer. Make sure to write those questions down. As I mentioned before, not everybody's retention rate is the same. So having some keywords and some notes next to you when you're on the interview will help the conversation flow more smoothly and definitely will help you ace your video interview. Ensure that you had enough shut-eye the day before the interview. Aside from looking like a zombie or maybe jittery from too much caffeine, studies show that a good night's sleep will help you improve your productivity and increase your memory. Plus, you'll feel better after enough rest before your interview. Going into an interview in a bad or sour mood is never a good idea, as your demeanor can send the wrong signals to your interviewer. So make sure to get into a good sleeping routine so you can perform better at your interviews and eventually at work. Did you know that most people can make a first impression of a person in 7 seconds? That's according to Princeton researchers. Now that you know this, you realize how important the first few seconds of an interview could be. The first thing that you need to ensure is that you're sitting tall and that you're not showing a close-up look of your face. When greeting your interviewer, also look at the camera. Don't look at the interviewer's face on the screen. Your outfit can also help you build an impression of yourself. Make sure that whatever you're wearing contrasts with your background. You don't want your interviewer all distracted by a floating head, right? In addition to minding your clothes, try to test your camera before the interview. Testing your camera can help make sure that you're not showing unnecessary clutter or distracting elements behind you. See how you look on screen so you don't fix your hair or tug your clothes at the start of the interview. Practice looking at the camera. Remember, eye contact is essential. Practicing your greeting can also make some jitters go away. You can begin by thanking the interviewer for their time and saying how excited you are to learn more about the role and sharing your experience. It's almost a given that the interviewer will ask at some point, "Can you tell me more about yourself?" But there's still plenty of candidates that are not ready for what it could be the textbook first question of every interview. This first question is essential, and being well prepared without sounding too rehearsed is essential. I know those are two difficult things to balance, but with some practice and valuable information from your research, you'll be sure to ace it. It's important to know that your answer may not always be the same for every prospective employer or role you're interviewing for, but here are some key points that you can add to your reply. Start with your work experience or educational background if you're a recent graduate. Like you can say, for example, I've graduated from business school 5 years ago and I've started in XYZ company and ABC role. Also, highlight your accomplishments or contributions. You can say something in the lines of, I helped my company increase X% revenue by doing this, this, and that. Make sure you highlight the parts that your prospective employer may care about. This all goes back to your research about the company and the role. Add why you are interviewing for the role. You can say that at your current role, you enjoy this and this part of this particular role, and this is why you're interviewing for this position, and this is also why you were so happy or excited that they reached out to you. Keep it professional. This depends a lot on the culture of the company that you're interviewing for, and you can find that out by doing a bit of research. But unless asked, it's best not to delve into too personal things, especially during the first question. Keep it short and simple, or KISS. This is a very broad question, so you may feel inclined to go on and on and on about like a lot of things, but this will take up a lot of your valuable time to help you make a case of why you are the right person for the role. Plus, you might be repeating what could already be seen in your resume or online profiles. You can create a general framework of your answer to this ever-present question. And try practicing it before the interview and make sure you don't go over the 2 or 3 minutes. Remember that the interviewer may ask some follow-up questions, so you don't have to go over your whole professional life in just one breath. Last but definitely not least, how you close out an interview is almost as important and crucial as the first impression. The recency effect is a cognitive bias in which items, ideas, or arguments that came last are remembered more clearly. Use it to your advantage. When coming to the end of the session, the interviewer might open the discussion with some questions from your end. If you're the kind to get frazzled, it's better to note them down beforehand, or maybe write down some keywords in case they were not addressed during the interview. But if you don't have any questions or your questions were already answered prior, it's better to use this time to thank your interviewer sincerely. And if possible, ask them about next steps and how you're excited to hear from them. Showing your enthusiasm for the company and the role can leave a positive, lasting impression on your interviewer. And that's it. So to recap, I've shared 5 tried and tested plus science-backed tips you can keep in mind in your next VA interview. So first, prepare your setup from your backup internet and devices to your lighting. Second, do your research. If you go to an interview without doing any kind of research or investigation, it will show, and it kind of tells your interviewers that you really don't care about the role. Number 3, get a good night's sleep. But kidding aside, rest is an essential but often overlooked way to stay productive and healthy. Fourth, make a good first impression. First impressions may not always last, but it's good to make one just in case. 5. Last impressions are important too. Showing your appreciation for your interviewer's time and your passion for the role until the very end of the interview can help push you to the very top of the list of candidates. Remember, it's important to be yourself, but maybe the best version you can muster. Being yourself lets prospective employers see how well you fit in the company's culture and the role you're applying for. That's it for today. If you have upcoming interviews, then I hope these tips can really help you. If you have your own tips, then I'll read them here in the comment section. We'll love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the 24/7 VA YouTube channel, and ring that bell right there so you can get a notification every time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.